All right, my loves. We're on day 40. What? We're almost up to my age. It's crazy. So, one of the things I realized after I was talking yesterday is one of these concepts that I find incredibly important. We spend a lot of time pursuing the answer to the question, but how do I do it? How do I do it? We spend so much time trying to figure that out that it stops us from actually doing it. Now, yesterday, obviously, I didn't have a lot of choice to opting out of figuring it out. But yesterday, if you missed the story, I had my tenants call me and they had no water because the pipes were frozen. So I had to go down there, figure out which pipes. This house was built in the late 1800s. It's got a very interesting galvanized pipe system in the basement, to say the least. And I had to go figure out where the pipes were frozen, how to unfreeze them. Um, when I did that, finally, at the second round to Agway of getting different heaters, it started to defrost. And as it was defrosting, we found out in a very dramatic fashion that there was a hole in the pipe, that the pipe had cracked, right? It burst. And at first, the water started kind of like trickling out, kind of flowing out of the pipe. And the next thing you know, it's literally just going everywhere. Water's pouring into the house, water's coming at a faster pace than I could possibly stop. It's in the basement at least, so it's not in somebody's apartment. But I had no idea how to stop this. And then I'm there trying to figure out which knob to turn, what to do, how to turn this water off. Now I have a burst pipe. Well, how do I get the plumber in? What happens when I get the plumber in? Finally, get the plumber in. After that, the plumber is saying there's still no water. The tenants are still not getting water. So then I had to go back and try to figure out how to fully defrost everything and keep it warm and set it up so that the tenants continue to have water during this entire cold snap that we're having right now. And it made me think of this concept because if you had asked me 2 days ago if I knew how to defrost pipes, how to detect a burst pipe, how to then fully additionally defrost it for longer, how to keep it up to temperature so it doesn't defrost again, how to have her, if you'd asked me how to do that, I would have said, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't put a heater on something. Where do you figure it out? What happens? Where does it even freeze? Today, I have the answers for these questions because I did the thing, because I went in and I figured it out. I didn't try to just completely outsource it to somebody else. I went in and decided to navigate this very cold dirt floor basement and figure out what to do. And it made me think, how often, now this is a more emergency situation. Of course, I had to figure something out, right? But how often in life do we not do the thing because we want to know the how before it happens? You will not know the how until you've done it, right? If today I could tell you how I was going to grow my business in the way that I want to grow it, I could not actually tell you. I could tell you ideas of how, I could tell you strategies, I could tell you the things I'm doing, the things that I want to do, the ways that I want to do them. But if you asked me specifically how I was going to grow it to the level that I wanted to, the truth is that no matter what I tell you today, I don't know the how. And every single person's life is different. Every single person's business is different. Every single person's relationship is different. Everybody is different in regards to the how. We can engage with strategies, but behind the strategies has to be the energy of you, of your being, of what you desire, of feeling like the strategy is the right strategy for you, not just something you're following because you think you're supposed to do it. Nobody can dictate the how. If someone asked you before you met your partner, the love of your life, the person you were going to be with, how you were going to meet them, you couldn't have said. You could maybe guess. I'll meet them at a bar. I'll meet them at a restaurant. I'll meet them at the grocery store. I'll have a friend introduce us. But you had no idea how you were going to meet them. It's the fact that for our brains, we don't like to leave open tabs in the brain, like a computer tab left open. We don't like to have anything incomplete. We don't like to have a sense of unknown. But the reality is, in order to step into the flow of life, in order to step into what is and what can be and what possibilities could come for you, you have to step into a level of unknown. You have to recognize that you will never know the answer to how until you've done it. Right? And then it'll be like, wow, I can't believe I did that. Look at what I've done. I can't believe that happened. Because the series of events that have to happen, that have to coincide, that have to connect, the dots that have to match up, the doors that have to open, the people that have to be aware, that's not orchestrated by you concentrating on this idea of how. And that's why this work that I do, this work that I help people with, this work that you're witnessing in real time cannot be pre-prescribed. I can't tell you that if you come and you work with me, that I'm going to give you a written rote formula of how exactly you're going to succeed. That doesn't exist because it's based on your sense of being. It's based on the truth of who you are. It's based on what your deepest desires are, what your true values are, not just the things that you tell people that should be your values, but the truth of what you actually value and spend time and energy and money doing. Right? It's recognizing that you make decisions on the how, on what steps to take to get your desired result based on that. That you cannot have the answer for any of these questions before, but you can listen to your intuition. You can listen to who you are. You can listen to your guidance. You can listen to when your body says yes and when your body says no. You can learn how to grow that muscle, that understanding, right? You can practice listening to your intuition. Listening to your intuition is not an automatic thing that comes easy to every single person, but it is something that you can learn to understand and grow, right, over time. Why? Because anything you practice, you get to get better at. Intuition is not something that we are traditionally taught in our society as something important to pay attention to. So I'm just inviting you in this video to release your attachment to having to know how it's going to happen. Because the reality is you don't know. And that's where the joy in the journey can happen. That's where the joy in the journey can expand. That's where the joy in the journey gets to live. Because then you get to lean into the synchronicities, into the fun, into the play of it, into the let's try this. I heard about this. I want to experience this. I want to go here. I want to listen to this. I want to work with this person, right? All of that gets to come after you release the attachment to how you think it has to look or should look or is going to look. So I'm going to leave that here right now. I'm going to remind you at the top of my page is a video pinned about co-creation and my offers. If you are intrigued, interested at all in working with me, I explain everything there. And I'm wishing you a very, very happy Monday and sending you much love.